I keep getting the message that there's a new development. And it feels like things have been kind of unfolding as we go. You know, we're seeing new things that we didn't see before. A lot of truths have been revealed in our own lives and in the collective energy too. But it feels like this massive new development is happening. And I want to find out what that is. So we're going to find out together. This is for you personally as well as collective energies too. But I feel like this has to do with the astrology and all the shifts that are recently happening, all the planets moving into Pisces, the conjunctions coming up, Saturn and Neptune. So it feels like this development, that's the specific word I'm getting. It's not like an exposure, it's not a revelation, it's a development that is underway or occurring. It feels like you've been waiting for something to happen almost, but it just never happens, or it's something's just always kind of like in the planning stage, or it's not hitting its peak moment. And now here we are at the development stage. It's like things are actually moving and happening. Okay, so we're going to find out what this is. Development in a relationship, development in your spiritual journey, development in your legal case that you're going, I don't know. Okay, so we're going to see what this development is. So let's get into it and find out this new development that is underway, that is happening. Let's see, Spirit, what is this new development all about? Ooh, we have the card Dominance. Interesting. Okay, let me get a couple cards out first before I start interpreting the energy here. A development and dominance, number 16. Which is the Tower card in the tarot, number 16. Dominance, a tower. Someone trying to claim control over a very volatile situation. Claim control, interesting. Fire, yeah, tower. Mars energy. Dominance. Okay. Let's find out who you are in this situation, and then we'll find out what this other energy is. I mean, I'm clearly seeing two energies in this card, one trying to dominate the other. So let's see. Who are you? You are the Spymaster. We have a crow here with a key, knowledge and distrust. So you've been collecting and gaining knowledge because there's something you deeply do not agree with, I'm hearing, but also distrust. Your intuition has picked up something, and I feel like with this dominance card and fire, you're right. You're right to raise an eyebrow here. So you've seen something. You've spotted something. Maybe someone else doesn't even realize this quite yet. Okay. Let's see this other energy. Who is this other energy? Who's dominating who, too? Is it you or is it them? What's happening? Who is this other energy? Oh. The Runaway. Secrets, running away from problems. Ooh. I feel like you're kind of chasing someone down a little bit. Maybe this is even energetically. It's like, I'm not going to let you get away with something. I've spotted you. I've figured out something that you've done. I don't trust you anymore. And this other person is trying to run away from their problem or run away from what they did, trying to get away with something. Secrets. Now, you can switch the energies if that resonates with you more, or maybe this is two aspects of yourself. If you want to go that kind of psychological route, feel free. But I'm really picking up that there's two energies here. It's you as the Spymaster and someone else running away because you've spotted something. Now, it's very interesting too because the runaway is this open cage and you're the bird. I also feel there's a message here that you're setting yourself free from something. Now, you could also be helping someone or enabling someone to break free because you have the key here. You've dominated a situation. Okay, let me get in further and see what's going on. Actually, I want a little bit more on each energy. Tell me a little bit more about your energy as the Spymaster. You've sent out your guides, your higher self, to collect some information, and that information has been delivered to you intuitively. But I also feel like this new development is like you're receiving some kind of confirmation. I also feel like this new development has some actual like action. You know, there's movement now. Whereas before it was kind of just sitting and collecting or observing and seeing what was happening, thinking, planning, those kinds of things. Now there's actually movement, the runaway. Someone's on the run. Okay. But look, you're not letting them get away. You see that? Let's see more about you, the Spymaster. Now, this could be like on a larger scale. It doesn't have to be some particular person in your life. It could just be some energy that you don't agree with. You know, maybe somebody operating in the shadow or a group of people operating in the shower, I said. No, I'll take it as it resonates. The shadow, and you feel like you need to step up and do something so these people don't get away with something. You know, and it doesn't have to be so direct, like you punish someone or call someone out. It could be that you start your own channel or something where you feel like you're balancing out the dark with the light, or, you know, it could be something like that. So really flex the energy how you want it to bend is what I'm getting. Flex the energy. Okay. The Spymaster. Tell me more about you. The Astronomer, discovery. Yes, you've made a discovery. Okay, this is clear. You've gained some knowledge. You've made a discovery. The Astronomer definitely has to do with the astrology changing right now. Okay, tell me more about the Runaway. Secrets, running from problems. What are they doing here? Ooh, we got a lot. I'm only going to take this one. But I feel like over here is what they want you to think. And then the one that landed face down is who they actually are. Okay, so who they want you to think they are, or why they're doing what they're doing. The Walker, the unknown journey, the Herald, small regrets, longing, the musician, inspiration, and gratitude. This is kind of like somebody saying, this is my calling. I'm just walking my path. This is somebody saying they're inspired to do something and that's why they're leaving, or that's why they're running from their problems, but that's not exactly the truth. This is like a kind of, I'm not running away from anything. I'm just kind of, you know, going with the flow and dealing with it as I need to. This is a very unassuming energy. The Pilgrim, opportunities and growth is who they really are. So they try to get something, do something, achieve something, gain something. They were unable to do it because of their secrets or because of something untrustworthy that they've done. So now they're running away. They're looking for a new opportunity, or they're looking for another way to accomplish something. Okay, let's see the energies supporting you. Tell me the energy supporting the collective here, the Spymaster. Well, information for sure. Energy supporting you. You know, if you watched the last collective reading where we had the siren and the dead end, I feel like we're picking up a little bit from that reading. If you haven't seen it and you feel guided, you can watch it. I'll link it in the comments below. If you feel guided to check it out, or maybe you want to rewatch it even. It feels like now we've adjusted the strategy. We've adjusted the plan and what we were intending to do, and we're taking a much more measured approach, but one that still holds someone accountable. It's like you're working with Mars energy in an appropriate, controlled way, not a wildly uncontrolled anger or retribution kind of energy. This is different. this is like you have what you need to do something in a balanced way. Whereas before, maybe you didn't have what you need. This development, a development in your energy. And I feel like, remember in that other reading, you were leading someone somewhere, to the dead end. Here, it's like, I guess you're kind of chasing them and not leading them. But it's interesting. It's like they sense that there's some kind of repercussion, so they're trying to leave before they can face that. It's like they sense they're going to a dead end, or you're leading them to a dead end, so they choose to run away instead, but you stop them. Yeah, I don't think you're necessarily chasing, you're just stopping before they get away. What's the energy supporting you? Ooh, we got avoidance. I want one more. Escapism, fear of loss. Well, you're calling them out on their own avoidance, right? Because that's what they're doing. They're running from their problems. Intuition, yes, the High Priestess. Regeneration with the Ten of Swords in reverse. Yes, it's like you had to go back. You were, okay, if you didn't watch that reading, no worries, okay? The gist of it was that you had made a decision that maybe you'd gone too far and you need to walk it back a little bit. And here Spirit's showing me that you did. You did walk it back. You've regenerated the plan, the energy. Oh, look, law and order, King of Swords, discipline, authority. Yes, okay? So you're taking a more disciplined approach here. And you're combining your logic and your intuition to regenerate. And it says survival, rise above, dominate a situation. Maybe you were avoiding something in the past, but now you're going to deal with it head on. Maybe you're hoping somebody else would deal with it for you, or you were hoping something would just work out, but now you're like stepping into your own shoes that you're going to fill, okay? This is interesting. Okay, so tell me more about the challenge or this person's energy, whatever makes sense here for us to know, Spirit. Indecision, Two of Swords in reverse, truth revealed, it says. Falsehood. Give me a couple more. What is this? Resisting change, the Tower in reverse. Indecision, resisting change, conflict. One more. Five of matches, Five of Wands. Rivalry, competition. One more. See, I feel like you were resisting another way of looking at the situation or taking a different action, but now you're more amenable to it. It has something with the planets changing signs and all of that. It's like you're softening your approach, but in softening your approach, you're actually solidifying it. Like it's actually making it stronger. Maybe you were doing something a little bit too headstrong before, and it was weakening it in all actuality. Yeah, there's something more intuitive that you're doing, for sure. And this other energy is indecisive, poor leader, King of Wands in reverse, in conflict. They're unrealistic. Poor leader, conflict, and indecision. Ooh. They had an opportunity here. They messed it up. I'm going to try to find out what the secret is. But the moment that you stopped resisting changing your approach is the moment that everything kind of develops. Develops into what exactly? Judgment. Into an awakening, into an epiphany. Or a final judgment gets made here in some way. So tell me what the secret is. I want to know. What's the secret that this person has or had that Repression with the moon in reverse. Confusion, fear. Could be something to do with maternal energy in some way. Feminine energy. Let's see. Authority, the Emperor and the moon. Someone was trying to gain power, maybe over a feminine in some way with the moon card, or they were trying to gain power and authority over their fears. Okay, that doesn't sound so bad. So what's the secret, though? Rebellion, the Hierophant in reverse. Well, they were going to break some kind of rules or some kind of tradition or agreement or status quo in order to exercise their authority. But they're doing it from a fear-based place because of something they repressed. Well, what did they repress, Spirit? Short-sighted. That word's been coming through a lot, that phrase. And rite of passage. Unprepared hostility. Overcoming. That Six of Swords. It's like they've tried to leave something behind. They are a bad leader. They with the short-sighted. It's like they can't see into the future, into their own future. This is why they're indecisive. They don't trust themselves. Well, I feel like they don't trust themselves because they have a lot of things repressed, but they try to act like the authority in the situation, even though they don't really know what they're doing. I'm not really sure about the Six of Swords here. This can be mental detachment, awakening, and judgment. They've woken up to something that they were previously avoiding, that they were repressing. And whatever they've woken up to here, I'm going to try to get more on that, but it's caused them to act impulsively or to want to act impulsively, but not actually make that decision to do it. They've created conflict. And they're trying to act like they have all this authority when they don't. They're not doing things in the right way. You have law and order, and they have the Hierophant in reverse, rebellion. This is like the opposite. And it's short-sighted. They're taking shortcuts. Okay, what did they have an awakening about? And then we'll get more tarot out. Hopelessness, anxiety, Nine of Swords. I don't know. Spirit's not really telling me exactly the situation that they've awakened to, but they're not feeling good about themselves. They're having a lot of anxiety over something they've done. But I don't know what it is exactly, probably because it's delegation. Maybe they've delegated things to other people when they should have handled it themselves. Okay, there's stress here, burnout, responsibility. They haven't taken responsibility for something. It's probably different for each of you what exactly they've done. But it feels delusions I'm seeing. And then before that, we had stagnation. It feels like this is a person who claims a lot of authority and maybe even leadership. They have some kind of, power in some situation as they perceive it, or maybe as you perceive it. They've misused their power because they don't know how they're operating or why they're doing the things they're doing. There's a lot of repression here. This creates a lot of indecision. Even though they want to lay down the law all the time and make the rules, it's actually very sloppy. It's like they're trying to create control, but it's actually chaos. And the minute that they're starting to feel the effects of their own actions and their own karma, they want to just abandon the situation entirely and run away from it. Or they're trying to control something because they're running away from the truth. And they think the more they can control it and get things their way or whatever's going on here, the less they have to actually deal with what's underneath. There is something buried in this person with that moon in reverse, the repression card, and the delusions that they absolutely refuse to look at. And this is something you picked up on. This is why you have distrust. You could sense this in this person, that this person wasn't operating from a place of authenticity and truth, even with themselves. It's been a very, I'm hearing the word tactical kind of situation. There's been a lot of like, your move, my move, your move, my move. At least that's how it feels. It doesn't have to manifest so literally like that, but it's kind of like waiting to see what they're going to do. They're even waiting to see what they're going to do, but they're also waiting to see what you're going to do. It feels like you've had to keep your eye on this situation and you're done with it. You've had enough of it. So now when they attempt to run away or do something foolish, I'm even hearing, the Chariot, run away, determination, willpower, they recklessness, they try to do something foolish, you stop them in their tracks. So what do I need to know here? I guess I need to know more about how you're dominating the situation. It's definitely like you've collected some knowledge, information, and you're going to bring law and order to things. But what does this look like? What is this dominance all about, Spirit? Influence, insight. We have some other cards here. Risk, curiosity, and mischief. Your curiosity about what's been going on has served you well. It's given you a lot of insight. I feel like you had to take a risk in order to deal with this. Influence and mischief. This person has been creating some havoc in your life, or in the collective, maybe. Yeah, because they're seeing themselves as a leader or someone in authority, so they feel like they have some influence in a situation, but underneath it all, it's like, whoa, this is not someone you want to lead the way. This is not someone who you want to make decisions and, Okay. So let's see, Spirit, let's get the tarot out. Let's see, what are we working with? What's going on? Is this helpful? Let's see. Seven of Swords for your overall energy. And look at you. It's like you've seen something. Yeah, the Spymaster. Now, maybe you had to do something a little bit out of your character, or maybe it's in your character, I don't know. But you had to do something that was a little bit cunning. You had to collect knowledge, information in a way that was, well, like a Spymaster. But you've definitely seen something. I mean, look at you. You're creeping. But it's not in a creepy way. Because I feel like with the Discovery and the Astronomer and the Law and Order and the High Priestess and the Regeneration, it feels like it's going to have good effects. I don't know. Let's get further in. Let's see. Whoa. One second, let me just look at these cards here. Oh my. There's a victory that you're going to have in this conflict, in this battle, and I really feel like you should take a bow. Because you were about to do something in one way, and I feel like for most of you, you've pulled yourself back. Others of you, maybe you didn't go that far to begin with. You know, it's about that other reading I was talking about. But it's like you were about to do something, and then you pulled yourself back. You had some discipline. You gathered more wisdom, or you waited for the right time. Yeah. And you are going to dominate this situation. There's no doubt about that. Okay, I'm going to clarify some of these cards here. Yeah, I kind of want to work with these. I feel really guided, though, to pull one more of these on the fire. Let's see. Tell me more about the fire. Influence again. The influence of Mars. See, the influence of the planets. Mars is dominating this whole situation. Mars in your chart, Mars in their chart, just Mars in its current transit. I don't know, but the energy of Mars. So maybe you want to look more into that and what that means for you. I also feel like you've kind of been watching somebody fumble. It's like you let them fall on their own sword a little bit here. And there's some kind of 180 that happens. Like, they were all, like, confident. And then, boom, out of nowhere, it's like, I gotta get out of here. Oops, I got caught. Or, this isn't working in my favor. I feel hopeless. I'm stressed out. I'm gonna leave. But, yeah, I've said that before. But, I really want to know what this moment is where you just, like, put your hand down on them and, like, you're not going anywhere, buddy. What does that look like? Spirit, what is that like? What does that moment look like in the 3D? What does that look like? Page of Pentacles. Ooh, the Fool. I'm seeing this key and you're burying this key. Or are you finding it? No, I think you're burying it because it looks like he's about to cover this dirt. This hole back up with this dirt here. So maybe you lock them back in the cage and bury the key and then you go on your merry way with the Fool. You teach someone a lesson, but it's because they taught you a lesson, actually. You learned something pretty big in this experience, but then you turn around and you teach them back what they taught you. It's karma. They want to get away, and there's something that you're going to do where they inevitably feel hopeless and trapped. Okay, now, like, I'm not saying, well, I hope not. For most of you, you're not doing anything like, that's why I want to know, Spirit. You're not throwing away the key, you're burying it. But, like, that could not be good. So what does that look like exactly? What does that mean spiritually? Two of Pentacles. Well, you're balancing something out. Justice. Yeah, I feel the Devil. You're doing something very good, but it's in a way that it could go bad. If you don't maintain the balance between justice and the Devil. See, it's like you're trapping someone, you're tying them up. In some context, right? In their own lies, in their own deviance, in their own riddles that they've created for themselves. It's like they're stuck there energetically. I don't know exactly the action you're taking. But it's measured. It's measured. And it brings justice. Like, see, it's justice that this devil energy can't go anywhere anymore, can't run away, can't fly away. They have to deal with what they've done. So what are you doing? Are you going to tell me? What are you going to do? What are you doing? I really need to know. I need to know for your own sake. Perseverance, diligence, and rewards. Yeah, this is the measured approach. 7 of Buttons. You persevere despite the egregious nature this person has acted in. You keep persevering, okay? But not like in an impulsive way. In that King of Swords way. Ambition. Page of Swords. That's the Spymaster. Ambition. and perseverance. Keep your goals front and center. You know, like I want to say don't let anybody walk all over you, but what does that mean to you, right? Like what actions are you going to take from that? Now, like there's definitely going to be some people watching who are going to do things that maybe are not balanced in order to get justice, right? And I don't want to advise on that because that's not a good idea. If you do something karmically imbalanced, I mean, inevitably it's going to come back to you. So you need to balance the situation. The actions you take need to be balanced for you. Something that allows you to feel free. Okay? Because if your idea of justice with this person is you lock them up, you tie them up, not literally, okay, energetically, or you deliver some kind of repercussion or consequence for their action, do you have to sit there and be the prison guard? Because essentially you're sitting in the jail with them all the time anyway. Or do you get to just leave? Because if you get to just leave and start on a new path or refocus your energy, then that's a good act. But if you're karmically then bound to the situation, or you're sitting there watching them, make sure they don't move, they don't get away, you're the prison guard, that's not cool. That's not going to feel good for you, inevitably, at the end. So you don't want to go that way. I'm getting, like, you want to serve the justice and get out. But getting out will depend on what kind of justice you serve. Does that make sense? I hope it does. So think carefully about what actions you want to take in this situation. You are going to dominate it. The Chariot. Yeah, because you're very determined. Mastery, Eight of Pentacles, and you've been working on this for a long time. But the Eight of Pentacles is a really good card to show up in terms of what you're going to do, because this is, again, a measured approach, something that requires a lot of focus, attention to detail. Okay, so yes, I feel like you're going to master the situation. Now, let's get into the cards a little bit more. Seven of Swords for your overall energy. Tell me more about this. Ace of Wands. And it's interesting because the Magician is what you don't see coming, but he's looking over here at the Magician. Maybe somebody trying to create something, make something happen, manipulate a situation. Somebody who feels like they're very powerful. But it's interesting, in this deck, the Magician, we don't see any of the tools that he's working with. Presumably they're all encompassed here, but it's odd. And you have that Mars energy, the fire, Ace of Wands. See, this person, like, they're in this tree. This tree is bare. Maybe it's dry. Maybe it's going to light on fire really easily. Right? And this person doesn't realize how they've trapped themselves or how they've gotten themselves in this predicament. But you can see it clearly. So you know the right tool to use in this situation, maybe even against them, or what tool they might choose that would harm themselves even, right? Like if they choose the wand, the Magician chooses the wand and strikes that match up right there in the moment, they might burn themselves down by accident. And I feel like that's kind of what you're seeing. It's like you're watching someone choose the wrong tool, make the wrong move, and you're waiting to see what's going to happen. Or maybe you're slowly pushing and edging this Ace of Wands towards them so that they're more inclined to pick it up. But they will pick it up. They do. They screw themselves is the message. Okay. But that's important that they do it to themselves and you don't do it to them. Okay. Tell me more about the Magician. Queen of Swords and the Ten of Wands. This is how that person is feeling. That feeling of hopelessness, short-sighted. Yeah, I feel like what you don't see coming is somebody realizes that they've chosen the wrong tool. Maybe they've chosen all of the wands, right? And they could have used the truth instead. But instead they were impulsive, they were indecisive. Didn't the King of Wands come out for them? Yeah, poor leader. Exactly. King of Wands in reverse. They chose the wrong tool. And this is their realization of it. Okay, so you are going to see this happen. Okay, and I feel like bearing the key here is you don't come in and offer a solution for this person. And they may turn to you for one, but I feel like you don't give it. Okay, yeah. The Death card for your opportunity. This is to finalize this conflict, bring it to an end. Okay. Let's see. 9 of Pentacles. So you can free yourself and transform everything that's happened, transmute everything that's happened in such a way where it stabilizes you and benefits you. Through your ambition and your perseverance, you're able to regenerate yourself and feel secure, successful, independent, free. But it does require putting an end to this whole conflict. And putting an end to this whole conflict is you not coming in and offering a solution. And also not letting them run away either. Maybe that is letting them run away, is offering a solution, right? They get away with something if you do that. So you don't give the solution. They don't get away. And justice is served to the devil. Okay. I think I have to watch this one back. I'm not sure about this one. Okay. Ace of Pentacles. I feel like I'm not sure where the story's gone. And maybe that's how you've been feeling too. Because it develops in the story, even the reading has developed in an interesting way. And that's what's going on for you too, the development. Ace of Pentacles for the challenge. Oh my goodness. So what I'm seeing here is here they are thinking they're all powerful, right? Then they get trapped in their own stuff and their own ish that they've created. And they get rooted, grounded, planted, unable to escape kind of thing. Even it looks like crucified at some level into the power that they thought they could use for their benefit. It's like the power that they have turns against them. And this is coming through as Ace of Pentacles for the challenge because, oh my God, this is kind of, because now you can pick from this tree your opportunities that they inevitably give to you. So maybe this is some kind of legal case and you get a big award at the end. You know, maybe you're having I'm hearing fussy roommate situation and you end up getting the place and the person has to leave because they did something silly. Maybe this is a relationship and, this person gets caught doing something. I'm just throwing out things in the way this energy can manifest. So it doesn't have to be this for you. It's whatever resonates with you. But once they're caught, it turns into a fruitful situation for you. And there's hidden benefits that you didn't see before. Tell me more about the Ace of Pentacles as the challenge. Three of Swords. It's kind of, see there's two Three of Swords in the deck. This one to me always talks to me about somebody who's learned from their heartbreak or other people's heartbreak even. They've gained a lot of wisdom and knowledge from that kind of situation. And I feel like that's exactly what I just said. It's like this person's kind of stuck here, dealing with their own crap. And you're able to learn from this situation. But it's a challenge for you. Maybe you feel bad on some level. I mean, I kind of even feel bad giving this reading for this person, or whatever this energy is. 3 of Cups. Maybe you used to be friends with this person. 5 of Swords. You used to have good feelings about this person. You saw a future. You had a good relationship in some way. You know, it was all merry all around. And then it turned nasty, sour, manipulative. And you caught on to it. So it's not the easiest thing. Okay, the World for your advice. Another card of closure. We have Death, and now we have the World. We have the Spymaster here with the eye. So let's see. The High Priestess. This will come to an end. And the World card is also about mastery. This is happening as an opportunity for you to take the right actions. You know, it's kind of like an initiation. Here's a really difficult situation. And there's lots of stuff going on energetically. There's distrust, there's lies, there's manipulation, there's someone abusing their authority. There's you know, maybe wanting to get back at someone or take things to an extreme when you don't need to. So it's all about like who's going to be able to balance out this karma and this conflict. Who's going to take the balanced, measured approach? Who's going to act for the highest good of all? You know, who's going to be the justice in this situation? This person, these people, whatever this is, or you? Or even both. Both could actually come together and work together, but I don't feel like that's happening. But there was an opportunity at one time where that was possible. Okay, and it may come back up around at some point, but right now, Spirit is showing me that you're leaning towards the measured approach. The energy is on your side for that. Not letting them get away with something. The Chariot in reverse. This is important. Page of Cups. Maybe there's children involved, or there's going to be some kind of future consequence if this person is able to just get away with something. 9 of Swords. Okay, the outcome here is the Page of Wands. So let's find out more about the Page of Wands. Queen of Pentacles. And the Ace of Swords. Okay, I like it. This is good energy. This is thinking clearly, acting from truth, speaking truth, being confident, being stable, secure, doing what's best for you, but from not from a place of selfishness. But it all began with you having to make this fire. See, I feel like you've grown quite a bit in this journey. You really have gone from a page here to this queen. This is a situation that maybe you didn't have to deal with before, or there were some new elements introduced that felt a little bit challenging for you. And it did challenge you. You know, you started off being like, I'm cold, I'm lost in the woods, I need to build a fire, I'm not really sure how, or maybe I don't have the right materials, but I'm gonna have to figure it out. And then you found a canister of gasoline, and you're like, oh, I could burn this down. I could burn this whole thing down. And Spirit's like, you sure about that? And you said, no, you know what? I'm not actually sure about that. I'm gonna hold that canister back. And I'm just going to build the fire in a measured way using the natural resources I have around me to do it. And to actually learn how to do it properly. And you did learn how to do it. And that's what sustains you. And now you have confidence that if you are ever in a situation again where you're cold, you're lost, you're in the dark, you feel alone, you're surviving, you're just trying to survive, you know what to do. Now you know what to do. And that's the whole point of this, is to master that understanding of yourself and that you know what to do in these situations, and you've just proven it to yourself. Okay? You dominated the situation. You didn't let someone get away with something, but you didn't go overboard either. Okay? And that's exactly how you bring justice to the devil. Because if you match their energy or you go overboard, then you just become part of the shadow energy yourself. Okay? That's what I have for you. I hope that helped. I love you so much. I'll see you next time.